We're going to go over why we are not experts for our children. Now, I have to say, my parents are my heroes, but are they my experts? And we were just talking about your amazing qualities at the beginning of our show. You're a chiropractor, you're an amazing father, but are you an expert to your children?
Yeah, not only, well, I love that intro, thank you. But not only do I do that, I also coach all their stuff, right? So
Absolutely.
I've got 4 kids, they're in everything right now. They're in soccer and softball and Ninja Warrior training, and then they want to go to gymnastics after practice. And I'm the coach, because the only way I can get all these kids to do all this stuff is if I'm the coach and I can schedule it my own way. Otherwise, this coach has got practice here or there. So what I've found is when I'm coaching soccer, I've got 10 little kids paying attention to me, and it's like I invented the sport. And if I say do this or do this, they got it and they're ready to go. And then I have my kids over there 20 feet away doing cartwheels and stuff. They don't care, because I'm not the coach, right? I'm like barely the coach, I'm dad. And it's just a different relationship.
Okay, so why do you think we are not experts for our
Well, I don't even think it anymore. I know it. I've been doing this for long enough. And the real answer is why we're not experts is because they've seen us in our underwear. That's why. It's really all you need, guys. I mean, you can't be the expert when it's like that. But I think it's a real thing. Like our kids see us when we're stepping on our Legos and we scream, or over something small like they left their socks there, or their homework didn't get put in their backpack. They see us in these everyday real life situations over and over again, to the point where there's too much intimacy. There's not too much, there's just the right level of intimacy and relationship to where you're not really like the expert anymore. You're not coming from a different standpoint. Mm-hmm. And I think for a while that kind of bothered me, right? I want to be the expert. Like, not only do I want to teach my kids to go do the Ninja Warrior and the Tough Mudders, but I built this stuff in the backyard. Like, dude, I am the expert. I'm like doing seminars on this stuff. Respect my authority.
Yes,
and it's not. And I think looking back at it, like, our real goal as parents isn't to be that. Our real goal is for the compassion. It is for the intimacy. It is to love our kids and nurture them and help them out that way. That's our main goal, and that's more important than can my kid hit a slider when I tell him to tuck his arm in. And I think that's where we all need to get as parents, because I see a lot of other parents my age or with kids my age really struggling with this.
Right.
Why won't my kids listen to me?
Right.
Yep.
So I'm not a parent yet, and some of our viewers may not be parents yet either. So we have to keep in mind to not necessarily be that expert.
I'm telling you.
But can we just consider ourselves to be a potential role model or have that close friendship? Because that's what I have.
I would strongly push you, still coach, still be involved.
Coach?
Like, be with your kids. But when they don't look at you for these little tips and tricks that you feel like you've earned, be cool with it. And my fix for this is get another expert in there. Get one of your friends who they don't know quite that well. That's the assistant coach, or that's the team they might be on. And I've seen this even with my Olympic quality coaches. I mean, I've got some friends that are pretty high level coaches. They still have other people coach their kids for that exact reason. And it's fine to go and say, hey, my kid's having trouble hitting a curveball. Can you show him kind of how to do this? I don't think he's getting this. And when I say it to him, it's almost like I'm nagging him. So use that expert. I still would strongly push, like, know what our relationships are, and that's not a negative thing. But don't lose your mind when it's not working the way you want it to as well.
Right, and we actually had your beautiful twins on the set a couple of weeks ago, and they think the absolute world of you. So how do you think they perceive you as their father?
Well, I think the age is going to come. I think they like it. I mean, I'm a fun dad, so I think we have a lot of fun together. We travel all over together. I think we've got this great relationship. But I still had soccer practice with them yesterday, and they're the ones running around and like goofing around. I'm like, guys, like, get back over here. But I do think that age, it comes at a point. So now they're almost 10 years old. So now when they see, okay, dad does know what he's talking about. There's other people that are paying attention to him. Adults ask him advice on this kind of stuff, or another coach has him come in. It's starting to kind of come around. So I think this advice on why we're not experts for our kids, although it's funny, that really fits like when they're a little bit younger and you're just getting started out. But I really, why I started that podcast and why I put it together, I really saw parents struggling with this. Like, they really lose their minds over this stuff. And man, these are 7 and 8 year old kids.
Yeah, so
the whole goal is that they're supposed to be having fun.
Exactly.
And it is not fun when dad's screaming at them.
Oh yes, no, you definitely don't want to do that. Right. So it's really the hectic and the stress that really inspired you to do this podcast. Is that right?
Yeah, well, it's all these things that you're going to see on any of my podcasts or my articles or what I talk about or lecture on. It's all mistakes I've made. Like I'm not super smart. I make these mistakes and then I learn and like, oh man, we could have probably done this better. And if I have that advice and you don't have kids yet, like,
I'll take
feel like
notes
I want
from
to
you.
share it. I don't have to be the expert for you, but at least you're like, oh, I remember when that guy talked about
That's
that one
right.
time.
Well, I'm taking notes, and thank you for
Cool.
always coming on and
Always a fun
giving
one.
us all the best advice possible.
You got it.
Thanks, Dr. Chad.